What if you had an automated process that was making money in the background while you sleep, travel, or just hang out with family and friends? Well, that is entirely possible for any average person, and it's called a funnel. And there's a tried and true funnel that's been around for well over a decade that's made creators like you and me millions of dollars sharing stuff that we already know on the internet. Today, I'm breaking the whole thing down for you step by step. What's up, friend? This is James with Profit Your Knowledge, where we help creators and experts turn their knowledge into an automated online business. And a big part of that is creating a very simple but effective funnel that we can implement in our business. If you're interested in that, or you get value from these episodes, consider hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell along with it to make sure that you get notified when I release new tutorials like this. So the big question you might be thinking is, what exactly is a funnel? A funnel is essentially a journey that takes new leads from just discovering you to ultimately buying something from you. And what makes funnels so powerful is that they can be automated and working in the background whether you're working or not. Now, they can be extremely complex and have different upsells, downsells, cross-sells, order bumps, and all these different things that go into making a very sophisticated funnel. But the funnel I'm going to show you today is very simple. In fact, it's only 5 steps, but it's incredibly effective. So step number 1 in the funnel formula is traffic. You can have the best funnel in the world, but if you're not getting traffic to that funnel, it's useless. Now, traffic can come from many different sources. There's social media, YouTube, there's blogging, podcasts, sponsorships, affiliates, and paid ads. And before you start thinking, well, James, I don't have money to spend on paid ads, you don't have to invest in ads in order to get traffic. In fact, there's so much traffic that's available to you right now that is totally free that you can access by creating content on the internet. And I wouldn't even recommend going into paid ads until you have a good baseline and have really squeezed as much as you can out of these free resources. And if you're thinking, well, James, don't I need a lot of traffic if I'm going to feed my funnel? And doesn't content marketing take forever? And the answer is no. Obviously, more quality traffic is better, but you can start making some really good money even with a smaller amount of traffic. It comes down to having the right offer for the right people at the right time. I personally was making thousands of dollars from my tiny YouTube channel of only 200 subscribers. I was able to do that by creating content that my audience was interested in and then offering something free in every single video. That leads us to step number 2, which is your lead magnet. One of the biggest marketing buzz terms on the internet is grow your email list. The money's in the list. And this has rung true for decades because email is by far the best way to make money on the internet. But by me simply saying, hey, join my email list, doesn't sound very appealing. So what we want to do is approach this in a smart way and offer our audience something valuable that they actually care about in exchange for their email address. And that's called a lead magnet. Now, lead magnets come in many different forms. They can be in PDF guides, checklists, templates, video and audio trainings. It can be a workshop or a webinar, or it can be a quiz of some kind as well. If you're just getting started or want to get something out there quickly, I'd say just to create a short PDF or a short video training. Building a workshop or a webinar or even a quiz with all these different avenues that it can take the person takes a lot of extra work that, quite frankly, isn't very necessary. A PDF guide or checklist or template of some kind or a short video are much faster to create and can still be incredibly valuable. And when you build a lead magnet, it has to be packed with value. Lead magnets do get a bad rap because people just throw them together just to have one, and they don't really put any care or thought into it. Now, I'm not saying that your lead magnet has to be massive or super long. In fact, shorter lead magnets can be even more valuable than longer ones because people actually use it. Now, in order to build a great lead magnet, we want to ask this question. What is a persistent problem that your audience faces, and how can you quickly solve that for them in a short PDF or video? Now, in order to access that lead magnet, they're going to have to give you their email address, which leads us to step number 3, your landing page, otherwise known as an opt-in page or a squeeze page, because the purpose of this is to either get an opt-in or have the person leave. And those are really their only 2 options here. If you're thinking, well, James, what am I going to say on this page? Here's a really simple formula that I learned from my mentor, Ramit Sethi, that you can use for your lead magnet. It goes problem, get my solution, and result. Here are a couple ways that you can use this formula. If you do dog training, you could say, can't control your dog? Get my bonus training on how to train your dog to behave in public. If you do SEO coaching, you could say, want more website traffic? Get my 5-step website checklist and triple your traffic. Or if you're a fitness coach, you could say, think eating healthy is boring? Get my grocery store cheat sheet and fill your fridge with tasty foods that melt fat and build muscle. Doesn't that seem a lot more appealing than saying, join my email list? Once they give you that email and pick up your lead magnet, then we move into step number 4, which is your email sequence. As soon as they opt in, we want to have an automated trigger that sends this person emails over the next couple days that are going to add even more value and then ultimately transition into offering your product. There have been many different studies on this, but the know, like, and trust factor is typically built on average after 7 to 8 touch points. These touch points are the time someone sees your message or you teaching before they're comfortable enough to consider buying something from you. What's beautiful about a funnel is that your content, lead magnet, and your emails all work as touch points that are working automatically day in and day out. But they need to be packed with value, because if they're not, then people aren't going to trust you enough to want to invest. Now, I've broken down this email sequence in a lot more depth with different examples in a different video, which I will link in the description, but here's a quick overview. Email 1, you're gonna teach them something valuable. Email 2, teach them something valuable again. Get them a quick win of some kind. Email 3, you're gonna teach them again, but this time you're gonna transition at some point into your offer and announcing your product. Then in email number 4, you're going to strictly offer them, tell them what's included in your program. In email 5, I like to do a case study or success story and then offer again. And if you can, add some urgency or scarcity into this email to entice them to buy now. The whole back half of this email sequence is all about selling. And if you're freaking out thinking, well, James, I'm not good at selling, I don't know how to sell, you have to learn how to sell in your business, because if you don't, you're not going to make any money. But if you feel weird about selling, I challenge you to change the way you look at selling. So instead of selling like you're taking something away from someone, think about inviting. You're basically saying, I've created this awesome product that I know is going to help you. Here's what's inside of it. Do you want to check it out? And it's just about informing people of what's included and then inviting them to take the next step. Because if you've really built a good product that you know is going to help people, then selling isn't bad. It feels good to sell. But in these sales emails, you're going to want to make sure that you link to the next step of the funnel, which is step number 5, your sales page. The goal for your email sequence is to teach, build more know, like, and trust, and then ultimately point them to the sales page. But that's really the goal. You're not selling in the emails per se. You're just pointing them to the sales page. The goal for your sales page is to get them to buy from you. Now, there are tons of different sales formulas that you can find on the internet. Some are better than others. Some suit your product better than others. But there is one that I have created myself that I have used from trying all these different sources. It is a 5-step sales formula, and I've used this to literally sell products while I'm sleeping. I use this same formula to sell my digital products when I was in Sweden, gone for 2 weeks, not doing any work, and I still made $8,000. But I want to give this formula to you to help you effortlessly sell your own courses, programs, and coaching in the world. To pick up the sales copy formula, just go to profityourknowledge.com/copy and it's yours. There's also a link down in the description. Now, building a funnel is one thing, but making it actually work is a whole different animal, which is why you should check out this video where I give you my 3 biggest marketing principles that I wish I knew earlier. If you got value from this, please give me a thumbs up and let me know any questions you have down in a comment below. As always, take what you learned here, get out there, make something happen, and I will see you in the next one.